Russia made one step closer to self-destruction today. I want to tell you of what happened deep inside in Russian province of Bashkirostan, in the town of Baimak. Howdy everyone, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Inside Russia. We're living in today's Russia explained by me, the unusual Russian. No propaganda, BS or lies here, only truth, common sense and logic, and some emotions too, because I am a human being after all. Now let me tell you, we are living in very, very interesting times. Very dynamic times. 2024 will be quite something. I've said it before, and I'll repeat it once more. Ukrainian victory will come not from the front lines, but from inside Russia. There's no question in my mind that that will happen. For one simple reason. What Russia is doing today is not sustainable. Not sustainable in any way. Not militarily, not economically, not in propaganda, not in human lives. What Russia is doing, it can continue to do for some time, but sooner or later it'll fall apart. And the longer Russia continues, the harder it'll fall. The early bird of destruction came in June 24th of last year, 2023. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the owner of Wagner private army, staged a successful mutiny. He moved and took 1 million city of Rostov-on-Don in 90 minutes, and in 7.5 hours, his private army moved close. It moved some 800 kilometers, and it moved very close to Moscow, the capital. He was staying about 200 kilometers from the Kremlin. Yevgeny Prigozhin humiliated Vladimir Putin in front of the whole world, in front of Russia. All Putin's people betrayed him and fled, and he was forced to beg Russian people to protect him. That was definitely his lowest moment so far. But Putin outsmarted Prigozhin. Prigozhin was lied to and killed 2 months later. Despite his death, Wagner mutiny was incredibly important. Prigozhin opened the Pandora's box and he showed that Putin's system, the vertical of power, is weak and can fall apart easily. And it became obvious that others will follow Prigozhin's path. He showed that it's doable. He showed that impossible is nothing. 6 months ago came the early bird, the first bird. The second bird came today. It came to deep inside the province of Bashkirostan. I want you, in this live stream, I want to tell you what happened today. So this is the map of Russia, so you understand where Bashkirostan is. It's east of Moscow, not too far east. East of Samara. And Samara is about 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles from Moscow, so not too terribly far away. So I want to divide my message today into 2 parts. I want to speak to the minimum, but I'd rather show you things. And because one photo is better than 1,000 words, and one video is better than 100 photos. But before I get to the videos, this is what you need to know. Just a couple of minutes. On January 17th, today, a court in the town of Baimak sentenced Fail Alchinov to 4 years in prison. They found him guilty of inciting hatred on nationality basis. Fail Alchinov is an ecology and political activist in Bashkortostan. The case against Alchinov was initiated because of his statements made at a protest rally in April of 2023. During his speech, Alchinov said the phrase in Bashkir, Kara Halik, which means the conditional name of the feudal dependent population of the Golden Horde of the ancient Mongolia, Genghis Khan. To normal people, it didn't seem criminal, but Russian law enforcement thought completely otherwise. None other than the governor of Bashkirostan wrote a denunciation letter to the police, and based on that letter, Fail Alchinov was arrested and charged. I guess that the governor was very afraid of him and decided to eliminate the threat to his power. They found Fail Alchinov guilty of spreading hatred and sentenced him to 4 years. But Fail Alchinov has turned to be a very popular person among the indigenous people of Bashkirostan, the Bashkirs. They consider him a hero, and some even consider a savior of Bashkir people. A rally was held in the court right next to the courthouse on the 15th of January, a couple days ago, when the trial was still going on, and it was attended by about 1,000 people. Now, the population of Baimak is 17,000. That's not even close to the capital of Bashkirostan, Ufa. Today, January 17th, Fail Alchinov was sentenced. The judge gave him a harsher sentence that the prosecution was asking for. I mean, that does not happen in Russia every day, you know? And this is what followed. Now let's watch some videos. These videos is why I made today's stream. You know, check them out.
То, что здесь происходит сейчас, в настоящий момент, это что-то страшное.
Это
государство, оно как уже террорист, блядь. Все, народ опять обратно идет, блядь. Они хотят кровопролития. Вот, блядь. Она... С чего-то отстреливают они эти гранаты, нет?
People versus Siloviki.
Блять.
Note that people are unarmed. Siloviki Rosguardia are armed. People have snowballs, perhaps some ice, that's all. People came out to peacefully protest the unjust decision. People decided to exercise "we are the people" power. I want you to notice who the protesters are, their faces. They're regular folks, they're not criminals, they're not Ukrainians, they're not CIA agents. They're men, women. And this is the Siloviki, up close and personal. People screaming, "What are you doing?" Again, this is a town with a population of 17,000 people. On the 15th, there was a rally consisting of 1,000 people. Right now, up to 10,000 people, according to different experts who were, you know, estimating how many people came out. 10,000 in a town of 17,000.
делаете? Почему избивают? Ну вот смотрите, что делают, смотрите.
Дай команду мирным путем решить, без силового применения.
Смотрите, вот избивают, почему? Что делаете?
Holy moly. Again, these are fairly peaceful
Не
protesters
трогайте, почему
exercising
избиваете?
their we are the people power, or trying to exercise. Holy moly.
Вот что делаете?
What are you doing? What are you doing? This woman is very emotional. She's crying. She's screaming. And she's suddenly not faking it.
Не...
It got heated up. I mean, look what the Rosguardia is doing. Notice how Rosguardia's faces are all covered up, so people don't know who they are. Look, these are children, women, babushkas, you know. There are no extremists here. There are no terrorists, you know, just regular residents. Just regular. They're chanting freedom, freedom, freedom. Well, folks, this is not it. I'm making a pause to tell you that this started happening. I don't even know how to call this. Riots? They're not really riots. They're people coming out to peacefully protest. And all of a sudden, Rosguardia, the Siloviki, the ones, I keep on telling you, the vertical of power, what is the vertical of power? Well, you just saw the faces of the vertical of power. People, Russian government employees, who by law are given right to use violence against protesters. Peaceful, not peaceful, doesn't matter, okay? That's who Siloviki are. So people came to demand freedom for this man because obviously everyone feels that he's been detained, charged, and sentenced very unfairly. And all of a sudden, Siloviki come in and they start dispersing the crowd. The government was silent for some time, and they were that some videos started circulating. I'm not going to show you. I'm pretty sure you can find them online, but that direct videos with calling women were coming out and saying, boys, the ones who are serving, you know, in the Ukraine right now, the ones who were mobilized from Bashkirostan, you know, look what's happening here. And then they were saying some other things, you know, they're not so legal, I think, in Russia. they were motivating the boys to do something, you know. Immediately, the government came back and it started circulating the video that I'm going to show you. Obscene language, I apologize, you know, but I wanted to show you so you understand in what language the government, and obviously this was staged, okay? That's not spontaneous by the soldiers on the front lines. No, it was staged. We don't know who the masked people are, and we don't know where this was filmed, but check this out. And again, I apologize.
Мы уже знаем, что предателя Алчинова признали экстремистом.
Эти пидорасы продолжают разжигать межнациональную рознь у нас дома, пока мы проливаем кровь здесь и боремся с фашистами. Так знаете, мы находим их здесь и выявляем, и нам не составит особого труда найти вас и там, шакалы.
Это только вопрос времени. Когда мы вернемся с победой домой, мы найдем каждого из вас.
Победа будет за нами.
Каждый, кто хочет присоединиться к рядам тех, кто воюет против нас, должен знать, вы воюете против своих.
So, you understand? These people threaten with incredibly, I can't even say bad language, insulting to the extreme language. Who are they addressing this? To the crowd, to their mothers, to their children, to their fathers, because there are lots of old people there. They are threatening them to come back with victory and then find each one of the protesters. And then to do what? Okay, this was the comeback of the Russian government, and that was the only comeback. There was nothing else, okay? And the events unfollowed.
Кого?
Кого не надо жалеть?
Поднимите хотя бы с земли-то.
Земли-то хоть поднимите.
I don't see any extremists. There's a woman. She's begging to take those from the snow because it's minus, I think, 23 Celsius. I mean, that's the Russian winter at its best, you know, at its coldest. And she's just begging for those people to be brought up from the ground.
Поднимите, почему они лежат?
She's saying, why are they laying down in the snow on the ground? Get them up.
Поднимите, хоть пусть стоят.
Get them up so they stand.
Отпусти наши, скажи, положи.
Это не я, брат, потому что не задерживаю.
Нет, при чем тут не ты?
Сейчас за это...
Why are these people's faces covered up? What are they hiding? Who are they afraid? They work for the government, right? This is supposed to be an honorable job, whatever.
Мы же за 5 заберем обратно свои. Ну что, так же было.
Не избивайте хотя бы.
Don't beat us. That she's begging them. Don't beat the men. Don't beat us.
У меня всех братья уехали сами, понимаешь?
Что?
Я оттуда приехал. Что ты простой народ чимишь? Барма. У меня 3 брата там, 3 брата там. Поэтому
Trying to talk sense into these people, but they're ruthless, heartless. I don't know who they are. Chupacabras. Everyone is not upset. The regular people, women, are irate. Everyone's chanting, shame on you, shame on you. And now they took that fella Alchinov and they're evacuating him. Look how many people are safeguarding the way. This is an army. And these people go and search for the ones to mobilize, okay? And he says everyone, the Siloviki are evacuating, you know, they're leaving. Whew, folks, this is a tough watch. By the way, if you're liking today's message, please help me spread it by making reposts in your social media accounts. And you know what? Please make a comment. If you have nothing to say, nothing to ask me, leave a comment, couple words of encouragement, you know, thank perhaps. That just works wonders for spreading the message on YouTube. Comments just really helpful. And if you want to help the channel, it's easy. You can become a sponsor, Patreon at patreon.com, or buy me a coffee, buy me a tea at buymeacoffee.com. The links will be down below. Thank you so much. Not required, but much appreciated when someone does that. So, moving on. Russian government was silent today for most of the day. I think that they were waiting to see how the events would unfold. And they would act accordingly. But I'm pretty sure that they will blame all the people, all 10,000 who were present today. The villages, usual people, probably Z-patriots among them, you know. They will be blamed for working for the CIA and for Ukraine. And of course, foreign agents of influence infiltrated this super important village and instigated the riots, you know. And that the enemies, the enemy states, the evil Satanists, the evil West made another attempt to destroy Russia's sovereignty. They tried one more time. Well, mark my words, because I have marked my words definitely. We'll see what happens. But this is my forecast. Right now, first day of Bashkirian protests, first day is over. No one knows what will follow. Perhaps this is it. Perhaps there will be more actions. Today, all went home. Basically, Siloviki threatened everyone with great violence, and they arrested a few people. And they made a deal with active protesters. They said that they would release all those who were arrested, and people would disperse, you know. They promised to release all those arrested. Of course, they will lie. Of course. Of course, they will prosecute at least some people. Because a criminal investigation was opened today in the afternoon. The Criminal Code Article 212, Organization of Mass Riots, up to 10 years, and the Article 318, Violence done to Siloviki. I think it's another 10 years. And people will be prosecuted according to those articles. Again, I don't know whether anything will come out of it this time. But what I know for sure is that, first, people in Bashkirostan will not forget what Kremlin and Siloviki did to them today. And not just in that town, in the entire province, the indigenous people will remember that. They will not forget, and they will not forgive. And second, Russia is feverish. You just saw that. We all are seeing tremors. An eruption is coming. If not today, then tomorrow, or perhaps day after tomorrow. But it's definitely coming. I'm thinking, you know, Russian strongmen, the top of Siloviki, perhaps even politicians, they must be pretty mad right now. What happened inside a small town, deep inside, not the most important Russian province and not centrally located province, in the middle of taiga somewhere, you know, basically in the middle of nowhere, was shown to the entire Russia live. And then it's spread all over the world. You are watching right now, sitting all over the world in different countries, in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas, you know. You are learning what happened mere few hours ago. Imagine that. If that happened in the USSR, things like that happened on regular basis. No one would have known. But now there are telegrams, messengers, internet, YouTubes, the online news, you know, you name it. And it's instantly known to everyone. So they must be very, very upset. Because, you know, the police, Rosguardia, the KGB, the propaganda, they can use force, but there's nothing they can do with people spreading the truth. That also makes me believe that arbitrariness that is happening in my country will not last forever. The change is coming. Most likely not today. I think that this protesting that happened today in the village, in the town of Baimak, will not continue a great deal, okay? So most likely the change will not come today, perhaps not tomorrow, but perhaps day after tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, or any other day. Folks, I'd like you to let me know what you think of this whole situation. I'd like to turn the chat on, and I'd like to talk to you. Please let me know. Ask your questions. I will be glad to answer as many as I can. Thank you. Again, as I am turning the chat on, I'm asking you to please make reposts of this on the social media accounts and comment. After, if you're watching it not live, after the live stream is over, and if you're watching it offline, please comment. Thank you. That helps tremendously. Okay, let me turn on the live stream chat. I want you to tell me if what you just saw does it shake you, or it's like business as usual, is nothing too surprising. You know, I'd be very interested to learn your opinions. Hang on. I think I opened the live stream chat in a little wrong way. Hang on. Just the mods. Why is that so? There you go. I apologize. It's all fixed now. Howdy everyone. Good to see you in the live stream chat. Now we're talking. Good evening. If you're here for the first time, moderation team is here. Here is top notch. The best mods on the internet. Lorna, Mami K, Harry Partner, Bob S, Amir Fazad, and the usual suspects. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What do you think? Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Or do you think it's normal? You know, what do you say? If you want me to notice your comment or question easier, please put it in all caps and put inside Russia after @ so it appears large, highlighted in large orange box. Just like Harry Potter did, just like Bob S did. Thank you, friends. VJ John did. True real face of oppression. Only the people can stop this stupidity. Thank you for good stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Greetings from Bowie, Maryland. Howdy leitmotif for me. Kevin Baker, Bakerstock. Bob Brennan, good to see you. Bob, I said Bob S, not Bob Brennan. Stop scamming him. Thank you so much. Of late, Russia's energy situation made South Africa look enviable. Indeed, South Africa lately made an installation of 540 megawatt of solar and 225 megawatt of energy storage. It's a little different topic, okay? But let me tell you something. This is not about. It's not really about how much capacity. What's happening in Russia is it's the infrastructure. It's the heat transport pipelines. It's what happens inside apartment blocks. Lack of maintenance. It's mostly not on the power plants. And 500 megawatts for Russia is spec, is nothing. We used to construct power plants of 200 megawatts, my company, turnkey. And we used to do like dozens of them. So, 540 megawatts of solar will not help anyone, will not save anyone, It's just they need to maintain the infrastructure. They need to replace, repair, maintain piping, compressors, heat stations, boilers, things like that, But thank you so much. Bob, thank you so very much. Is this a local issue? What, if any, connection to the war? Well, it started out as a local issue, but it simply grew fast. 10,000 people chanting freedom, freedom, and then lots of women making personal messages to their boys to the front lines saying, hey, you're looking at the wrong way, and things like that, So it quickly became a much bigger issue than a local one. And if we didn't have Telegram, if we didn't have internet, then it would remain a local issue, confined to that town. But Bob, you are seeing it in the United States of America, okay? What happened in that middle of nowhere in Bashkirostan today, that's trust me, everyone in Russia watched it today. And people take notice. And indigenous people all over Russia are seeing how the Kremlin and Kremlin's siloviki treating Bashkirs, the indigenous people. For what? For nothing. So there is a good chance that it will not stay a local issue. I think I named my live stream Russia is sparking. So the sparks are flying. And sparks can die, or they can actually lead to a big fire. You know that. Thank you very much for your huge support. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Crusader Damien, good to see you. Unfortunately, it's the new norm. The harder the state pushes, the stronger people will push back. The first few sparks of the full Russian collapse. My point exactly. Thank you, friend. You either ask me questions that are very deep and make me think, or you make a statement and usually we're on the same page. So thank you. 777 Danny, thank you so much. Send in my love. I appreciate support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ava Leist, thank you so much. There must be lots of villages there where such things might happen. Like the doctor feels the pulse and knows about the heartbeat in the whole body. Exactly. My point exactly. This has cumulative effect, okay? And even if nothing happens tomorrow, many will not forget. When those siloviki with shields, like gladiators with like batons. I think they're called the sticks. And they are armed. They come and they just do that to you, to your mothers, to your neighbors, to women, to babushkas, to anyone, you know. I don't, you know, people don't take it lightly. LMVG, thank you so much for sponsoring 10 people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, I was supposed to release world's news update as seen from Russia. I will do that tomorrow. Today is kind of emergency. That's why I switched the live streams. Sam K, the legend, thank you so much. Kenneth, this is the worst case scenario for Putin and Patrushev. Yes, I agree. This is the worst case scenario because the last thing they need is the riots right now. Last thing they need is they just need everyone happy, quiet, eggs, dropping in prices, you know, things like that. And all of a sudden, boom. Dirk, thank you so very much. Seeing the support. It's going good. Alles gut. Thank you so much. Keith from Hawaii, all the way from Hawaii. You see, even in the middle of the Pacific, on islands of Hawaii, people are watching what happened in Bashkirostan today. Incredible. You have caught breaking news. Grateful for dedication. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Cohen, how can I stop those HOTS from flowing around? I don't know. I'll flow some myself right now. Boom, 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 boom. I like seeing them. Encouraging. Albuquerque, USA. Bob, again, thank you so much for such generous support. Thank you. Andrew Hodson from South Africa. Nova Scotia, Canada. Peter Summers, welcome. Thank you so much. Petra Olson from Sweden, thank you. I appreciate your coming and being here. Thank you for being such a great member of our community. Gary Black, I appreciate the support. Will the citizens of Moscow and St. Petersburg write off as poor people in the East? Write it off as poor people in the East, or will they use it as a rally point to stand up en masse? Some will, some won't. Some will use it in Moscow and St. Petersburg when it comes, not tomorrow, but when it comes to the point. And some will continue living their lives, unfortunately. Some will continue living in their bubbles, which has become the thing. Okay, that really amazes me. I talked about it in the previous stream. One thing I don't understand, how people can live in bubbles and in denial of what's happening. You can't live in the middle these days. It's been 2 years. Everyone realizes what's going on. You gotta take sides. And if you don't take the side of the light, then it doesn't matter that you don't take the side of darkness. You automatically do. And if you linger in between, you know, time has come. KG1, thank you so much. Have you also heard of partisans bombing railways across Russia today? KG1, look, everyone. One of the big challenges that I face every single day is to filter out messages and news. There are so many things happen in Russia every single day, and they're all important. And I don't know, I simply don't have, I can't, embrace them all. I try to pick the most important one. Railroads get bombed. There was a huge explosion near Rostov-on-Don, a factory that was making mattresses, fillings for mattresses, blew up. Well, it turns out that one part of the factory was used to make war drones, and that part blew up, and the entire plant is gone. Riots in protesting in Bashkirostan. They're not really riots. Economy, don't even go there. There are so many economic news. Just to let you know, they are discussing right now to confiscate all assets of people who reside outside Russia and are spread fakes about Russian military. What is spreading fake? Anything, okay? Another one of the senators proposed today to fine people for divorcing 100,000 rubles, or men who divorce their wives. Husbands who divorce wives are sent to the front lines, mobilized, and sent to fight in Ukraine. So, and they're discussing it, and these things are absolutely incredible. I don't even know what to start telling you, okay? Crusader Damien, thank you again. Are there signs in Moscow with Putin saying Russia has no borders? Just words, BS. Is it really there? Do Russians really believe they can take on NATO and survive? No. More and more people want war over. More and more people realize what's really going on. It is my understanding that that's not going to fly. Say what? Thank you so much. No message, but this message is very important, heard, and appreciated. Thank you. Luke King, good to see you. Thank you for coming back. How has the Russian news been reporting this? Zilch, silence. Thanks for all efforts constantly streaming in real world news to us. Actually, right now, it's been a few hours. Right now, let me check a couple sites right now and see how... Okay. Folks, I'm not very, very good at this stuff yet, but I'll try. So we'll go to a Russian website called Lenta.ru, and that's a propaganda site. I'll try to do this. So, Germany, this is what it says. Germany declined to give Ukraine missiles, Taurus. Something about Macron gave Europe 2 years to define its own sovereignty. It's nonsense. USA are saying about lack of armament in Ukraine. Russia and African country are thinking of making a military base. It was basically nothing. There you go. There's one news. They call it not riots, not protesting. People's rally. After people's rally in Bashkiria, there are a couple criminal investigations opened. A few Siloviki were beaten. And this is it. Hooligans were clashing with police. That's what they say. You know, that's what you get, the hooligans. Oh. I will make a community post tomorrow and I'll update you because I'm doing this live, okay? LMVJ, thank you for giving 10 people sponsorships. Thank you very much from me and 10 people again. Say what? I saw that today. Luke King, I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Wayne Gwynn, thank you so much for sponsoring people. I appreciate it very much. Jamal Tyson, another day fishing. Thank you for your support. No message, but message is heard and appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mikhail, good to see you. Agree with you, Konstantin. This is a very clear symptom of a society not feeling well. Thanks for a good stream. Thank you for your support, and it's much appreciated. You know, money is much appreciated, but words are priceless. And when I know I'm not alone, well, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm right, but when someone tells me, that's just invaluable. That just very, very inspirational. Thank you so much. Boris, thanks for the great video about Russian utilities crisis. Much, you're welcome. Thank you so much for watching it. How would Putin react to a German-style protest with tractors blocking Moscow? Now, everyone, I hope okay, that's Anna Suzurovska. I apologize if I'm very bad at Polish names. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Looks like you're from Canada. I appreciate it very much. Boris, I will tell you, this is a question worth a lengthy answer. Just Gary Black, thank you again for another support. MacFon from Switzerland, thank you for sponsoring 10 people. And Anders Berg, thank you for sponsoring 5 people. Thank you so much. Buffelius Buffet, thank you from Sweden. I appreciate it very much. Now, Boris, tractor protest happened. People about 7, 8 years ago, farmers got together in the city of Krasnodar, and they started driving their tractors towards Moscow, saying, hey, we want to make it to Moscow, we want to attract attention, because what's happening in our villages is absolutely atrocious. The government comes in, takes away our lands, arbitrariness, okay? Simple driving tractors to Moscow. So they made it from Krasnodar to Rostov, which is about 350 kilometers. They were asked by police. Police was waiting for them. All were arrested, and 2 are still missing. Police arrested them, and they disappeared, 2 of them. And the rest were released and warned not to ever come back. And they went back to Krasnodar in their tractors. 2 people are still missing. The police arrested them and they disappeared. This is how Russian siloviki dealing with tractor protests in Russia. And another question was utility crisis. Folks, if you watched my utility crisis video that I did yesterday, please know that today a Russian senator came in a Russian parliament and said that Russia does not have any money to fix the utilities. Russians will have to pay for them themselves. And there will be a 15% increase in the utility bills coming most likely immediately. This is how they're dealing with the utility crisis. And things keep on breaking. You should see Novosibirsk. Oh, this is bad. See if I can show you. Hang on. It's probably not at my hand. But anyway, in Novosibirsk, 5 people got burned by steam because all of a sudden there was a huge breakout of steam fountain, like a size of Eiffel Tower, you know. Novosibirsk is the capital of Siberia, so you know. T. Joanne, thank you so much from Norway. I missed the beginning of this live stream. Looking forward to start it anew afterwards with the singing skills. You should start a band. We haven't had birthdays lately. Oh, that's interesting. Call it Konstantin and the Insignificant Satellites. The Insignificance, how about that? Konstantin and the Insignificance. Joyces, thank you so much. I believe I understand Russia much better through your work. Thank you from Minnesota. Send and love to Minnesota. And, you know, again, money is very appreciated, but the words are priceless because this is exactly what I do it for. So you understand better. You know how to deal with Russia better. You have better picture of what's going on. This is my mission. Thank you. I believe that through educating the world, I contribute to this crisis getting over sooner. Andrew Langtonson, Bengtson, thank you so much. Welcome to Inside Russia, new sponsor. Now, Mod HQ, Lorna Mommy, please tell me where I should press. I don't see a button for the super chats. Very odd. There's supposed to be a button, like... I'm not seeing. All right, I'll try here. I hate to miss super chats and not thanking people who send support. Buffelius Buffet, thank you again. Gary Black, thank you. Anna, thank you. Henrik, there you go. Microphone. Gary Black, I think my mic. Thank you. Instead of picture here, it just describes in words. Henrik, thank you so much. Mikhail, Luke King, Say What, Crusader Damien, KG1, Gary Black, Keith from Hawaii, Dirk, Ava, 777 Danny, Bob Brennan, thank you. Stop Scamming Man. Okay, this is it. So... With the top chat, live chat in, there's a button called fan funding. I don't have this button. Mammy, could you please make a screen and send it to me after we finish, so I know next time where to look? Oh, found it. Found it. Thank you so much. Thank you. The Underdog. Thank you so much. Anders. Thank you. Okay. This is so much easier. Thank you. The power generation. That's funny. Thank you. Raving Nutter. Thank you. Alan Chalk. Thank you so much. I will definitely keep on doing that. Thank you. I'm not sure how great it is, but I'll keep on showing up every day. Thank you. Looking for all caps and highlighted in orange. Dive Crew Canada, howdy. Baby shark button. Me and sharks don't mix well, you know, so I'd like to stay away from sharks as far as possible. Are the police local men and boys? Yes, they are. George, they are local men and boys. Perhaps they live in a different village or a different town, but they're the Bashkir, they're the locals. Does shaming them work? Well, you saw that with your own eyes. It did not work. They're like ruthless, heartless robots. I don't know, emotionless robots. Tax all foreigners living abroad. Oh, Mike, thank you so much. This is gold. This is what they're gonna do. Tax all foreigners living abroad. JC, the music man. I appreciate the real picture of events. My heart hurts when human rights are abused. Well, I want you to, all of you, this is my message to you. I want you to remember what you saw. And next time you watch some blogger in Russia, outside Russia, you watch someone perhaps in your country who supports Putin, and they tell you how Russia is doing wonderfully, how Russian economy is fantastic, how people are enjoying freedoms, how Putin has set up order in the country. You look at these videos, okay? You can listen to anyone, thousands of words, but you look at real stuff. You look what's happening, okay? So next time you hear something that everything is fantastic, you remember these videos. Lisa L, thank you so very much. Huge support. You are number one. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Much needed. Very appreciated. Amir, thank you so much, friend. Breakdowns are from Bang Bang Design. Yeah, I think there's something even better than Bang Bang Design there, you know. Crowley, the Demon Cat. Interesting name. Thank you so much. Hey, why don't you join and pray with us to Lord Jesus Christ? Thank you for sponsoring 5 people. Thank you from me and from 5 people. Thank you very much. Truffles, thank you for your support. And the question, is Putin appearing in public these days? Insights and news that I don't hear anywhere else. Thank you so much. Bob P, Yogi Bear, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. No message, but as usual, the message is heard. And coming back to Truffles, you got a very good point, folks. Throughout Russia, there's a disaster happening. Usually, this time of year, mid-January, in the central Russia is the coldest time. It's called Krещенские морозы. Somehow, it always gets cold for Epiphany time, and it's, I don't know, never fails. And of course, Siberia and the Urals are always cold. They are having a situation in Russia. Obviously, in every major city, there are big trouble. Even in Moscow. For goodness sake, Moscow was always like a Swiss watch. Perfect model city, okay? Now, there are troubles even in Moscow. And Vladimir Putin, what does he do? He flies to Chukotka, which is far east of Russia, far north, far east. And he just, casually walks around, meets people, drives this monstrous truck that they're saying, oh, finally, there's a Russian truck. Turns out there's nothing Russian there. As usual, made in China, and different parts are made all over the world. And he goes to a greenhouse, and it's televised, and he touches cucumbers, and he talks to a greenhouse keeper. Is that leadership? People are freezing all over Russia. People are without heat, without electricity. There are rolling blackouts. And Vladimir Putin, and then he went to Chukotka last week, and then he's nowhere to be found. This guy is quite something else, let me tell you. Lorna, thank you again. Found it. Fan finding. Hell Porter. Russia inst. All the oligarchs are on summer holidays, not in Russia. Too cold for them. Harvey, you're not too far from the truth. Connecticut, Stunt Celeste, thank you so much for coming and sending love to Connecticut. Good state. Passed through Connecticut a few times. I think Haven, Connecticut. Right on I-95. I used to drive from New York to Maine. They say Putin is ignoring it all. That's what he's doing, Paula. Just looked it up. Bashkirostan provides 17% of Russia's gasoline and 15% of Russia's diesel oil. Ian, thank you so much for looking up. Yes, it does. It does. And you know what? People all over Siberia are pretty upset because they provide everything and it all goes to Moscow. And they keep nothing. There are too many Putin bras in the USA. Can we trade them for freedom-loving Russians? I'm the first one in line. Let's swap. Can you arrange a swap? My dear Americans, your country is incredibly difficult to get into if you're doing it in a legal way. And until recently, it used to be incredibly easy to get there as illegal. What the heck? Peter, will Putin ever be removed? Yes, he will be. There are two things eternal in this life. Death and taxes. Not Putin. Stephen, well, I am being aware, but I mean, what can I do? I am just alone here. A man orchestra, you know, doing everything myself and taking care of my family and providing security. So if you know how to be more careful, please let me know, because I don't. A. Cohen, it's like this. The protest in question was against Putin. It was against mining the sacred mountain Kushtao for chalk. Well, it all started with that mining attempts to mine that holy mountain, okay, sacred mountain. And then what that activists were standing against. That's why they arrested him. That's why they sentenced him. He's probably in the way of big business. Probably belongs to a top politician in Moscow or in a local province, you know. It all started with that. But, I mean, you looked at it, people were chanting, freedom, 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 you know. Stop this war, it's not our war, and things like that. So it started with that sacred mount, but, I mean, you saw it with your own eyes. Jack J, that's politicians for you. Agreed. It's 37 degrees in Perth. Well, give us some of that. Kevin Baker. Ooh, I'm not even looking up. Kevin Baker, thank you so much for a super chat. What fate awaits Fail and this guy? A long jail time, sent to the front lines, disappear. They sentenced the prosecution. Well, so he's not a criminal. Russian prosecution was asking for not a harsh term. They were asking for 4 years. In a colony, it's not a prison, but it's like a village where prisoners live and they're free. They just have to check in, okay? That's called Colonia Поселения. And they have jobs, and basically they're living as free people, but they're limited in their freedoms. And this is what is considered the softest sentence in Russia. And this is what the prosecution was demanding. The judge sent them for 4 years into prison, like real prison. He's become, I don't really know. I'll be monitoring. I'll definitely keep on watching. He's become a public figure in Russia, that's for sure. He might be a person of creating unrest among the Bashkirs. Okay, they might try to somehow make a deal with him, release him for promise not to be politically active, something like that. They can try that. Or they'll keep him in prison for 4 years. I doubt he'll disappear. Will he go to the front line? Possible. It's possible, but I'm pretty sure that he will be forced. He's not going to do it on his own because he was anti-war. He made, he attended war protests. So that's what's going to happen. I'm not a magician. I don't know. I'm not an oracle, but we'll see what happens. Time will tell soon. MacFun, do you think that the republics far away from Moscow could rebel? Yes, they could. In the central Russia, chances are lower, but if you go far from Moscow, there were talks in 2007, 2008, 2009, Novosibirsk, Krasnoyarsk, for one simple reason. That's where the Russia's riches are. That's all oil comes from there, all natural gas. And people were saying, look, how come we extract everything and the politicians in Moscow basically steal from us? Nothing is left here. And then they started thinking of getting some sovereignty within Russia. And guess what? The politicians in the Kremlin, they quickly made a law, very strict, harsh law, that forbids to even speak of seceding from Russia. Once you start discussing that, you're considered a criminal and they lock you up for a long time. But they were talks about 15 years ago, and the talks started this whole oppression thing. So, yes, there are chances. The farther from Moscow to the east, the more chances. Watch Tuva. Okay, that's another province. Watch Yakutia. Watch, mark my words. I'm watching definitely. Blaze, thank you so much. Hi, Inside Russia. Thank you so much for the light you offer to the world. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Thank you so much. What do you think of Maximilian Hess' predictions on Russia economics? Which one? Maximilian Hess. I mean, I know the guy. Hang on. If I could look it up real quick. Of economics, I have a model of what's going to happen with Russian economics in my head, and I am positive that I am right. So my model is very similar to what Igor Lipsitz predicts, because he is my economics teacher. I learned from his books. And I totally embrace his style of economics. Why the West failed to break Russia's economy? I'm afraid that Maximilian Hess on the economic war between Russia and the West. I don't recall reading. I'm sorry. I will check it out, and I can get back to you if in the later streams you will remind me. Okay, but I'm not. educated enough to speak on this issue right now. Time is up, says the Nightbot. Thank you so much. Craig Savrezi, thank you so much. Good to see you. Long time no see. As we see breakdown of infrastructure and growing unrest now, what will 2024 look like with a 40% military budget? Stealing money from public sector, healthcare, pensions. Craig and everyone, I have been predicting this for the past 20 months. I call this the economic tsunami, and we are seeing it right now. It's not like Russia all of a sudden, fall apart and then will be covered with water. No. But the living standard of people will be dropping tremendously. People will start being able to afford less and less. Look what's happening. Eggs. The Russian Ministry of Agriculture came up with a great press release today saying that price of eggs has declined by 0.2% for the first time since like August and July. This is great, things like that happening. Catastrophes, planes falling down from the sky, trains stopping, cars stopping, not being able to get replacement parts, companies closing, pensions getting delayed, things like that. This is what 2024 is bringing us already, and I call this the economic tsunami. And I'm not predicting anymore. I'm just describing. I've switched from predicting to describing, okay? Because 2024 is here, and wait until Putin is elected the president again. Oh my God, you're gonna see ruble getting devalued so fast and so much. Russians gonna wake up one day, and the only question they're gonna be asking is, what the hell is going on? My family, my friends, people I know still in Russia, they'll be asking me, and I'm going to be telling them, hey, I've been telling you for the past 20 months. You didn't believe me? You didn't listen to me? Well, now go to the store and buy some food, or try at least, things like that. That's what 2024 is bringing us. And you are so right, 40%, well, it's not 40% to be exact, 30%, 33% military budget. Perhaps 40. I think 40 if you include all siloviki and those who are part of government, but not in the Ukraine. So, okay. Pinda, I did not miss your super chat. Thank you so much. Do they show the freezing incidents on Russian TV? Of course not. Of course not. They only showed one accident that Putin paid his attention to. There was a factory, privately owned factory, that was manufacturing powder. Inside that factory, that was a boiler room, large boiler room, servicing the factory and some apartment blocks outside factory. And that boiler room I showed you yesterday in the video. That footage inside of that boiler when 3 boilers went out. So Vladimir Putin was discussing the situation with one of his buddies, and they decided to nationalize both boiler plant and the entire factory. For what reason, I have no clue. This guy who owns the entire military-industrial complex, Rostech, Chemizov, he said, well, we need to nationalize it. And Putin said, oh, go ahead. So that's the only thing they talk about. Oh, they also arrested a couple people from that boiler plant. They shouldn't have, because, it's just for show, okay? But they did arrest, and that's what was on TV one. Nothing else. Folks, I have a little different prayer in mind today. If you don't mind, I invite everyone to pray with me. Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for wonderful words, for comments, for super chats, for just for being here. Thank you so much. Again, monetary support is much appreciated, but the words, the community, and what I read from you, what I feel from you is absolutely priceless. Thank you. I would like to invite everyone to pray along with me, and Crowley and the cat, please pray with us too. If you're not religious, you can call it differently. You can call it sending good vibes, good wishes to people, asking universe for people. It doesn't matter. To me, it's absolutely the same. I call this prayer. So, and it's going to be a little different. Thank you so much. Dear Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for giving us this day. Thank you for putting food on our tables. Thank you for putting roofs over our heads. And thank you for surrounding us with people who we love and who love us. Thank you for our children. Please give us wisdom to keep the skies above our children's heads peaceful and safe. Please give us wisdom to raise them in a way that when they grow up, they become good people and will make this world a better place. We'll never be engaged in any war with each other. For now, please keep our children safe and healthy. Dear Lord, I'm asking for Ukraine. Please stop the bloodshed. Send relief to people. Send relief to country. Please don't leave the Ukrainians. Send angels to help them. Every single Ukrainian who's been affected, please answer their prayers and make their wishes come true. Please help my country, Russia. Assemble your strongest angels, led by Saint Michael, and send as heavenly avalanche onto this earth to get rid of the demons who have hijacked my country. We know the demons by faces and by names. Please help angels run Russia, make it peaceful again, loving, loved, respecting and respected. Dear Lord, please help all those who are traveling, who need your help, who are in dire straits right now, in dangerous situations. Help single mothers who are trying to raise their children and struggling, trying to make ends meet. Please help all depressed, hungry, addicted, sick, homeless, jobless, depressed, who are not losing their faith, who are not feeling well, who are betrayed. Send everyone help, what they need. Have them feel your presence, have them feel your love, so they feel better about themselves and they feel better about their lives. Dear Lord, I would like to ask you to help all people who are in danger right now, who are oppressed, who are after unfairly. Please help everyone who's been arrested in Bashkirostan today and in other places too, who are fighting the oppression, who are on the side of light, who are fighting against the darkness, who are living and fighting with your name. Please help them. Send them your angels and don't leave them. Help them in any way that is needed at this moment. Thank you so very much, dear Lord Jesus Christ. I have quite a few people in our community that request special prayers. You know their names and you know their prayers. You know what they need much better than me and every one of us. I would like to ask for them all the names that are on my list, adults and children in different countries, where all your children, please help those who need help, who are reaching out and asking for help. Thank you so very much, dear Lord Jesus Christ, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to get together in this community and pray together. Thank you for all who are praying along with me or simply watching us pray. answer everyone's prayer, and make everyone's wish come true. Thank you so much, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Folks, thank you so much for coming. This is my honor and pleasure and the height of my day. Thank you. You, the community, is incredibly helpful, and you make my life more colorful, better, more fulfilled. Thank you so much. I want to say that you're awesome and you rock. And I will come back with either a stream if something important happens, or most likely with a world news update, as seen from Russia, the one I was supposed to make today. Thank you so very much. Before I sign off, I would like to say that I will see you tomorrow, and I would like to ask you to finish the stream with the usual. Repeat after me as loud as you can. Carthago delende est.